Hey guys, Amanda here, and I first want to tell you thank you. Thank you for reaching out to me, and thank you for watching this video. Now, I will tell you I am no expert when it comes to making videos, so if you could just bear with me, and I will try to get through this as fast as I can. So, you have reached out to me because you would like to know more information about this herbal infusion we have been giving our daughter. Now, our daughter is 6 years old. She is on the autism spectrum and she has a seizure disorder. So I want to get right down to her results. So the first one I want to talk about is meltdowns and defiant behavior. We've all been there. You're at a store, everything is going fine, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, your child starts screaming. We have had that happen numerous times. We tried our best to avoid the situations. I was that mom who went into where we were going to go, and I was scanning the room because I was looking for anything that might trigger a meltdown. And that's no way to live. But we were afraid to go anywhere because of that. My daughter has not had one meltdown since she has been using this herbal infusion. And y'all, that is in itself is amazing. It is so freeing to be able to go somewhere and not have to worry about, are they going to have a meltdown? Is this going to be, are we going to have to go? Can we stay? Any of that stuff. It's just, it's amazing. And it's been almost a year since she's been doing this herbal infusion every day. Her defiant behavior, the talking back, the screaming, the fighting, the kicking, the biting, all of that is gone. And I believe that a lot of the issues that kids on the spectrum have, I believe the underlining issue is anxiety. And this herbal infusion is meant to help our bodies adapt to stress, whether they are environmental, mental, physical, emotional, any kind of stress that we have. It helps our bodies to respond to them in a positive way. So it's kind of like it evens out everything. It evens out hormones. It evens out those kind of issues and the overwhelm that kids have with autism spectrum disorder. So one thing that caused our daughter humongous stress was going to the dentist and the doctors. We, on more than occasion, have had to use Valium to sedate her so we can get the appointment over with. It was constant screaming and fighting, and you just couldn't talk. You just pray for it to hurry up and be over, do what they have to do, and let us get out of here. And then when we would get home, she would want to go lay in the bed because it just took so much mentally and physically out of her because the stress level was so big. Well, since she had been using this herbal infusion for about 2 months, and she had her dentist appointment, and the week later she had her child checkup. We went into the dentist office, and she did not cry. She did not scream. You could tell she was still nervous, but it's nervous like I get when I go to the dentist. You can just tell she's nervous, but she did not scream bloody murder, and it was amazing. The dentist was like, "What is going on?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Don't talk about it because I don't want to jinx it." But it was just amazing, and I thought it took me a while to figure out what it was because we go every 6 months. So she had been just 6 months previous, and we had to use Valium because she was so upset. And then she had her child checkup a week later. And I was like, well, maybe she just had a really good day that day at the dentist. We'll see what happens here at the doctor's. And they normally know us because when we come in, it's full on screaming from the time we walk through that door to the time we leave. We walked in and she was fine. She had the best time at the doctor's office. They had to do, where they check your hearing. she was okay with putting those big headphones on. Normally, I have to hold them out here so they aren't touching her, but she's able to still hear the dings, you know, for the raising your arm and for the hearing test. And she had the best time there. And I thought, I started thinking, what is different? And the only thing I can come up with is she had been using this Herbal Infusion for 2 months. Y'all, that's after 2 months. This was a lifetime, 6 years of this screaming and meltdowns and all kinds of stuff. And 2 months, and it's stopped. It's gone, and it's amazing. So another couple issues we have seen results in is her sleep. She never slept. She has never taken naps. Even as a tiny baby, she never slept. If she would, it would take about an hour for us to get her to go to sleep. And then most nights she was up at 2 or 3 in the morning and she was ready to go. Now when we put her to bed, within 5 minutes, y'all, 5 minutes, she is out and she sleeps the entire night. And it's been every night for almost a year she does that. She's only woken up once, I think, was because she had a bad dream, and then she went right back to sleep. But y'all, I'm telling you, it's定. Her digestion, she battled constipation for her whole entire life. We were giving her Miralax twice a day. Most time I didn't do anything, and then all of a sudden it was like way too much for us to even handle, if you know what I mean. Now she has a bowel movement every day, sometimes twice a day. She's getting stuff out. She's feeling better. It really is amazing. So the last 2 things I want to share with you, and I'm sure, you know, as time goes on, things just get better and better. The longer you use these herbal infusions, because of the herbs that are in them, it gets better. Like, the results get better. I want to talk about her socialization and her talking and comprehending. Kids with autism, they have a hard time with socialization. It's hard for them to read facial expressions. You know, they're awkward around other kids. Our daughter in particular, I've seen this at parks. She would be playing in the mulch by herself or out collecting leaves, and kids would come over to her. You know how kids do. That's what kids do. And she would be like, no, stop. She did not want them to come near her. She liked being around them, but if they ever came up and talked to her or near her close enough, it would like totally freak her out. And so during school last year, you know, I would ask every day, how did she do today? What was it like? Because I'm not there with her. And her teacher would always tell me that, you know, during recess, they have benches out there, and she would play on the bench by herself or play in the dirt underneath the bench, you know, just a loner. She enjoyed being by herself. Well, one day her teacher messaged me and said, Addie is playing hide and seek with the other kids, and she is playing cops and robbers. She is seeking out kids to play with. Y'all, don't you know I cried? You know, it's the little things. It's the little things that matter. When you get the diagnosis, you wonder what is their life going to be like? How is it going to be for the family? How is it going to be for them? Are they going to be able to have friends and make friends and, you know, be a member of society without a lot of help? And when her teacher messaged me that, I mean, you know, that was an answer to prayer for this mama's heart, at least. For her to be able to, for one, want to have friends, and two, to be able to have I don't even know how to put it into words, but just be there and be accepted, for one, is a big deal by the other kids, but just being able and the want to be around other children and to have friends. You know, things like that are just, that goes through your head when you get the diagnosis. How is it going to be? She talks. She is not nonverbal, so she does talk, but it was very limited. Like, she would only talk when she needed something to get her to get whatever she needed. Once she got that, lip zipped. So we had sent her to, like summer camp when she was little and not quite in school. And she'd get in the car, and I'd be like, oh, how was your day, baby? How was it? And then I read somewhere that you can't really ask autistic kids that because it's not very specific enough. Like, they don't know. I don't know. So then I started asking more specific questions like, what did you eat today at school? What was one thing that made you happy, that made you laugh? And she would sit in the back seat and she would grunt at me. And she'd suck her thumb, and it was almost like she had to decompress from the events of the day at summer camp, which I get that. We all need to decompress sometimes when we've had an eventful day. But our car rides home were very quiet, and our house was very quiet. There wasn't a lot of chitter chatter and laughing and things like that. But now she will get in the car when I pick her up from school, and she's like, Mommy, I did this and I did that, and we went outside and we played this, and I did that, and so was funny, and just telling me everything. And I'm like, hanging on every word. I love it. I know some parents are like, if they've never been through that, they're like, oh, I wish my kid would just be quiet for a minute. Just give me 5 minutes. And I'm like, talk, baby, talk. It's as you can tell, like, the changes in her have been so dramatic that we are just overwhelmed with joy. And as far, like, we would talk about stuff and she would just come off the wall with something. And I'm like, she didn't even understand anything I just said. So it was really hard to communicate with her with that. Now, this is within the year of her having and using these herbal infusions every day. Now we can hold on a 30-minute conversation and she can talk back to me and stay on topic. Y'all, that's a big deal. People pay thousands of dollars for therapy for this stuff. We used to. She went to therapy for about 2 years. She hasn't been in over a year to any kind of therapy other than just little 10 minutes she gets at school. And all of these changes, these are marked changes from when we started using this herbal infusion. Y'all, it is amazing. And so I thank you for reaching out to me and for listening to this video. Please reach out to me if you have any other questions. And I would love to help you. I would love to talk to you about what you want to see in your child. And again, this does not cure autism. There is no cure for autism. But if we can have a herbal something that would help the outward appearance of autism, that would help our littles be able to cope with everyday life. So we aren't seeing the meltdowns, we aren't seeing the defiant behavior, we aren't seeing the anxiety. That to me is a big deal. It's a big deal. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk soon.